Once again, we're doing these calls now every Wednesday as part of these are our IX Global trainings now. Yes, a lot of them will still be X node related, but it's not just X node related. These are now trainings. It's a chance for the corporate team and the top leadership of the company to present on behalf of the company to the rest of the field. So today I'm back again, Paul Barlow, president of the company, with our CTO, Bob Chaffin. We're here to share some very important information. We were able finally to get the hosting up, the cloud hosting. Last night, it was a much more tricky, much more difficult process than we were anticipating, but it is now up and live. And we know a lot of you that purchased perpetual licenses in 2022 need this information. So please, let's make sure you get everybody on this call, kind of have some low participation at the moment. So please get this out to your teams because they're going to need to know this information. Anybody who has been waiting to purchase the cloud hosting credits because you don't want to quite get a V-Box yet, you don't have that many licenses, or for whatever reason, and you bought your licenses last year, 2022, we're going to be doing that's what we're going to be going over today. And with that said, real quick, why don't we just go ahead and start, Bob, talking perpetuals then, and then we'll go ahead and get into the training here. So 2023 though, any license that was bought in the month of January and moving forward, you should be automatically credited with 365 credits, hosting credits in your debt box environment. For that, you're not going to see it in the IX. You're not going to see it in the X node dashboard. It's only going to be in your debt box environment. So, and maybe we can, as we go through all this, Bob, like, I'm just going to say that for now, but then maybe as we log in there, we can kind of show that a little bit later on when we get going.
Sure. Well, just to piggyback on that, to clarify, there were some changes made on the debt box side that will maybe have could have confused a few people. Previously, when we were assigning hosting credits, whether it was hosting credits or you had purchased a V-Box, you had to log into your Xnode app to your DebtBox account and actually assign those licenses to credits or to V-Boxes. That is not the case anymore. As of last week, whenever you purchase hosting credits or V-Box, they are automatically assigned to whatever licenses you have, perpetual licenses that you have active in your account. So I just want to clarify that. So there's nothing else you have to do. Once you get a license, you get your hosting credits, your 365 credits, they will automatically be assigned and your licenses will start mining. With that, I just want to also remind everybody, if you buy a license, no license will start mining mid-cycle. Everything starts at 12 a.m. UTC time, which is 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you buy it before that time, a license before that time, it will start mining at 12 a.m. UTC time. If you buy a license at 12:01 a.m. or 5:01 MST time, whatever your time zone, it will not mine in that cycle. It will go a full 24 hours and start mining the next cycle. We do see many tickets coming in, people say my license aren't mining, and it's simply due to the fact that the license was purchased in the middle of a cycle and the cycle has already either started or hasn't started yet. You're going to fall into one of those two categories. So if you buy it before the time, it will start mining, or on that day. If you buy it after the time, it will not start mining until the next day. So just wanted to clarify that piece for that. And with that,
Bob,
so let's
do you mind if I jump in real quick before we jump in,
yeah,
Bob?
no,
just
1
second on that. So number one, we do have Spanish translation now available, guys. So if you're not on the Spanish channel, we do have that. We've turned on the interpretation. Si estás escuchando en español y quieren escuchar toda esta llamada en español, ahora ya está abierto la interpretación, ¿ok? Entonces lo escoge ahí abajo en su into Zoom. So that's just telling people to go to Zoom if you're speaking Spanish, if you're listening for Spanish. So one more point on that, Bob. I know some people, so we've had some difficulties over the last couple of weeks with some technology getting license allocated and stuff. I know that can be frustrating, guys, and trust me, I totally get it. And I would be frustrated if you as well. But we have some people saying, hey, you know, I bought a license XYZ date. It didn't get activated until 3, 4, 5, 6 days later. You know, what am I going to get tokens for that? No, guys, there's no tokens for that. Okay. You're going to still get the exact same amount of mining time, whether it's a perpetual license or whether it's a rental license, whether it's turned on today, whether it's turned on next week, whether it's turned on in 6 months. Okay. So I understand what you're talking about. And you're saying, oh, you know, price went up, this and that. Well, mining's the same, guys. The mining cycles are the same. Right now, BEV and BLOX, there's been no halvings, no nothing. So you're going to start getting the same amount of token that you would have 3, 4, 5, 6 days ago. So just be aware of that, guys. We're getting this process better every time. Remember, you're getting the best pricing specifically on BEV and BLOX. Those are brand new projects that you know, than anybody else in the entire world through the IX system. And sometimes there is some problems with rollouts and, you know, getting things allocated. We do apologize. We're working our best to do that, but just understand, guys, you're getting the same amount of hosting or the same amount of mining, whether it's a perpetual or a rental, no matter whether it's activated today or in a week. Okay, so just that last point, Bob, and I want to turn it over to you.
No issue. So let's just go right into how the heck do I purchase additional hosting credits? The process, we think we've made it very simple. So hopefully we want to show it just to you know, remove any mystery. So Paul's going to share his screen here, and we'll take a look at that process.
Here we go. So I'm already logged into the back office here in the test environment. So I decided not to start with that stuff.
No, that's perfect. So Paul's just going to go over to his product section so he can get into his Xnode dashboard.
I'm going to go to products, clicking on an Xnode account. Here we are.
Okay, and you see right at the top left-hand side, it says buy additional hosting credits. Pretty simple. That button will always be there. So as you can see, when he clicks on it right now, he has an option. You can buy 30 cycles or 365. It doesn't, as you can see, and you can choose whatever quantity you want to purchase for those cycles. Just go ahead and choose 30, Paul.
Okay.
Not that it matters. 30 and hit submit. So that's going to give you 30 mining cycles. And what's going to happen here is, if you've used the debt payment system, if you haven't used the debt payment system, you're going to have to log in with your debt account, right? So your Xnode, it's your Xnode account, but this is called the debt payment system. So this is all in the same ecosystem where you're mining tokens and everything right now.
What did that do for me there?
That did nothing.
Okay, it's not. Sorry, we're on a demo account here, so maybe I don't know if something didn't get set up, or it's not even giving me any prompts here on.
Yeah, there's no error.
I don't know what's going on here.
Of course.
Of course.
All right. That's fine. We'll have to look at that. That's on the debt side, so that's not something that I can fix this very second. So as soon as we jump off this call, and we can do that. I mean, you can try it. Well,
here I'm going to try off camera I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to try to do it on mine and get to the debt payment thing. So hold on, let me see if I can do that, and then we'll do it with so I'm going to try it with a non-demo account and see what happens here.
And we know it's working because we have users actually purchasing as we've been on this call, of course.
Okay, so I'm just going to see if I can get in here to that point and logged in without any. Then we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. Oops. Oh, hold on. There we go. Technology, folks. Here's how it goes.
All
Okay,
right.
here we are.
So
That's what happens when you
it,
log in.
it clearly was something in this case with that account that was a demo account, and so made an assumption it would work. So as you can see here, this would have been the next screen that showed up. In this case, this shows price of 30, which so Paul, yeah, so it's I don't know how many credits was in there, but that would be, you know, multiple credits because it's $5. It's $5 for 30 days of hosting per license.
Right.
Is what the cost is. So that basically right there would be a quantity of 6. So you have $30. So you covered 6 licenses for 30 mining cycles in that instance, or, you know, 1 license for 6 mining cycles, however you want to look at it. At this point, you'll notice that the payment method is debt coin, right? That currently is the only payment method that is accepted by debt through this gateway. So that'll bring us to another topic, but at this point, this is where you would go. You would put your actual account password in. You would use your 2FA to be able to complete it. It would complete the process once you did that. Actually, after you get to this point, it's going to pop up one more screen that has some more payment details. It says, do you authorize this transaction to go through? And you'll be good to go from there. So based on Paul, you want to add anything to that?
No, so that's the key, guys. A pretty simple process. You go into, say, your Xnode account. This is where you're going to buy these hosting credits. So you won't find it in the back office. You'll only find it here in the Xnode account. So you have to go there. So please don't be sending in tickets saying I do not see it in the back office, because it's not going to be there. It's going to be in the Xnode account. And then the debt token, you need to pay in debt token, guys. So that's what we're dealing with here right now, and only debt token. So let's make sure that, you know, you're acquired. There's a couple different ways that we can acquire that debt token here, whether or not you have any. So we have the exchanges. There's several exchanges that there is debt token on. If you would like to buy debt token directly, you can buy it from LBank. You can buy it from Bitmart. I'm trying to remember the other ones off the top of my head. CoinGecko's aggregator. That's not a what do you call it? It's not an exchange. I think there's a third one. Those are the ones that I know, guys. So the LBank and the Bitmart. And then I know there are others that are coming online soon. Of course, we're hoping and waiting and you know, as for Binance to become available, hopefully in the near future, and that will make things even easier because obviously that's the largest in the world. So that's what we're looking for with that there. But then we also can get debt coin internally. If you're mining debt coin, if you were able to get a debt license, you have that. But if you don't have a debt license and you do have other coin, are you going to be able to show that, Bob, how that works?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and try to show that. So okay. Let me. It just blanks out my. It blanks out my my whole screen. So let's see if I can get that. If I can. Did you give me the ability to share? Oh yeah, share my screen here. So let me do that real quick and see if I can get this to work. You guys can tell me if this actually is working for you in a second. It's not letting me share my screen here.
Sorry, guys, try to get all this tech to work all at the same time. Oh, thanks, Ozzy. Ozzy gave me the list as you're trying to do that, Bob. We got obviously Pancake Swap, the DEX. You can use that to get debt token with several different coins. We have BitTrue, Bitmart, Exmo, LBank, and Gate.io. So those are the different exchanges. We have 5 different centralized exchanges and 1 DEX, Pancake Swap being the DEX that is decentralized exchange. And then so there for as far as acquiring debt token just off the open market, if you want to get it from one of those. I personally have been using Bitmart. That's the one I signed up for. We as Americans have some limitations. We're not actually able to use all of these different exchanges. Most of you around the world have access to a lot more exchanges than we do. So I would encourage you to do that. Make sure you've already got, you can just, acquire some debt token through those, or you can do it through the swap functionality in your X node app, your DebtBox X node app. Okay. And that's what Bob, I think he just left. He's going to try to get back in here, and we'll see if we can get him showing us so he wants to be able to show you how you do that. Some people have had questions before on that, like how do you do the swap? So, okay, we have Bob coming back in there. There we go. Oh, you're muted, Bob.
Sorry, it kicked me out for a second. So let's go ahead and share this screen and try this again.
Okay.
Saying I'm disabled. Oh, there we go.
There, there we go. You should be good now. Sorry. Haha, it's working.
Yeah. So you're seeing a whole bunch of stuff on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, if you have coin in any of your accounts, we'll make this really, really simple here. You have this button right here that says swap. Hopefully everybody can see that. I would simply click on swap. I would select my coin. We'll just pick one here that I want to swap. If I want to swap it to debt, I'd swap to debt. I can, for sake of anything, I'm just going to go ahead and choose an amount. I just chose 25%, but whatever amount you needed, I would go through that process there. So select any of the coins I have, swap it for debt, and then hit approve, and it will move that token, whatever tokens I have, into debt. Of course, I could do that with anything, USDT, whatever coins are in my account, I could switch them. But in this case, if you didn't have debt, this is exactly how you would put debt into your account, so you would be able to go and purchase from there. So
real quick,
it
Bob,
really is that simple. Go ahead.
So when you click approve, number one, it's going to bring up your password and your two-factor authentication again. So you need to make sure to put those in to complete the process. So once you've hit approve, it's going to go, you're going to do an I agree. You're going to do, that's the first time you do it. It's going to show the I agree. And then it'll bring up your little password and 2FA. You have to put that in and accept that to do see right there. So until you confirm that, then it's not going to do the swap. And then it'll show a little thing at the top of your screen that says success. You have come until you see that little success banner at the top of your screen, then it won't, you haven't finished the process. And the other thing I wanted to note there is that in that swap, there is USDT. Okay, so when you do that, you can swap your USDT if you've been receiving that for commissions from IX Global, or if you want to acquire. A lot of times that seems to be an easier thing to acquire. Also, BNB, BNB is relatively easy to acquire. So that if you have any of those tokens, you can swap those directly in there for debt once you put it into your your DebtBox crypto wallet. So it's not just the internal tokens from the DebtBox project. You can use USDT, you can use the BNB. Right. Those are easily available also on myriad exchanges, and obviously we pay in the USDT commissions from IX Global. So you can do that as well if you want to make these purchases.
Correct. So one of the last things I want to actually talk about is we still have lots of people that probably are wondering why their licenses aren't mining. And every day when I, excuse me, look at the back end, I see 100 or so users that have not added their DebtBox account yet. So one of two things is happening there. One, they simply have not created a DebtBox account through the process that we showed last week, right? Through the back end all the way through, or they have not gone and migrated their debt box account that they created outside of the system directly on X node at some time. And based on this, your licenses aren't going to start mining until you have your debt box account created or migrated, which again, as we showed last week, is a very simple, takes maybe 3 minutes at the most to do. So if you don't have your licenses, you don't see them in your product section or obviously in your debt account, please go and check and make sure you actually have your debt account associated with IX Global. Otherwise, they're just not going to mine. There's nothing we can't help you on that process. We're asking you to verify that. And it's a, you know, 100 is not a big number based on how many that have it, but there's 100 people that licenses aren't mining simply based on they have not finished setting up their debt box account or haven't set up their debt box account.
Right. And so once again, on that process, guys, when you've made a purchase of a license and you see it in your Xnode dashboard, you're not done yet. You still need to click on that green temp credentials button, and then you're still not done yet. You need to go in, set up your debt box account, get your, you know, you've got your email, you'll set up a password. It's going to ask you to activate your 2FA. There's a whole process, guys. And until you've gone through that entire process in the debt box environment and got to where you've got your screen where it's showing your rewards and all the different things that are in there, you're not done. So make sure that you're following those through and that you're teaching your new members on your team that this, as I say, it's a multi-step process to get fully set up. Fortunately, you only have to do the setup process once. We understand it's a very complicated process. There are multiple steps throughout this process to do, but it's got to be done. And we get a lot of questions about people, like Bob said, say, hey, where are my license? Well, they're there, they're waiting, but you have to completely set up your debt box account. It doesn't happen for you. You have to do that yourself. There's legality that's involved in that. We cannot do it for you. And also for security and safety, you want to set up your own accounts as well. You don't want anybody setting up your account. You want your mnemonic phrase, your seed phrase. You don't want anyone else to ever see that. You want to set up your 2FA and you don't want anyone else to ever see that. You've got to have that stuff and protect those things yourself. Okay. So that's, do you have any other things on that, Bob? Sorry, go ahead.
Nope, that's it. That's it from that. I just saw a question that is actually a good question. I wanted to answer really quick because that could be confusing. It was on hosting credits and somebody said, I got some hosting credits in 2022 for, you know, we gave people 30 hosting credits. And now in 2023, they've bought additional licenses that came with 365 credits, a year's worth of credits. And they were asking if those could cover their old licenses. And the easy answer is absolutely, because in this process, the way Debtbox looks at it, if I have, let's just say I have 2 licenses and it doesn't matter, 2 licenses, and you can buy 30 credits and 30 credits for each one is 60. So that those 2 licenses would be covered for 30 mining cycles between the 2. If you only had 30 credits in your account, mining credits or hosting credits, it would be split between those 2 licenses. Those 2 licenses now would only give you 15 cycles of hosting, so they would run out. So the fact of the matter is if we gave you 365 credits, complimentary credits that we gave, those would actually work. They're being consumed by every license in your account. So if that makes sense. So the licenses that we gave you were covered for 365 days. If you had 2 more licenses that you were running out of credits, now 3 licenses would be consuming 365 credits for mining cycles. So between the 3 of them, you divide that by 3, and that's how many mining cycles you would have. So technically you would be covered because of the way it works. It's just drawing, it's 1 credit per mining cycle per license. I just want to be clear on that. So since we're not actually assigning Debtbox, our partner does not, they just look at the overall pool, divide it by the number of licenses, and they're removing 1 credit per license per mining cycle. That's how it works. So just think of that. You have a pool of hosting credits over here, you have licenses over here, and each one's consuming 1 credit per day per mining cycle. So hopefully that clarifies it, because I saw a couple questions in there just regarding that one thing, and it can be confusing, especially because a week ago we were under the impression that we had to assign licenses specifically to credits, and that is not the case anymore. So
yeah. Because then, yeah, I've gotten questions about people asking about getting invoiced for hosting or this or that. That's not going to happen, guys. You need to either you're going to have the automatic credits enabled for you for any 2023 perpetual license. Remember, rentals, guys, you don't even have to worry about this. That's just taken care of. Okay, rentals are taken care of. Don't never have to worry about that. Okay, so
rentals, just to be clear, you will not see hosting credits show up for rentals. So if you go and look under in your section when you click on your app or on the web browser and open up we look at hosting, you look at the hosting section and you pull that up, it'll tell you how many cycles you have or how many hosting credits you have in your account. It may be confusing because you will not see any hosting credits for rental licenses. So just be aware of that, because there have been some tickets saying I don't see my hosting credits, and it's simply because the person only had rental licenses. They don't show up. Those hosting credits only show up for perpetual licenses. Sorry, Paul, I just wanted to clarify that.
Nope, you're totally fine. So I think I'm going to show some people here something real quick. Let me see here. I'm going to share my screen. I think this will work. So I'm here. I'm kind of zoomed in here to like keep things away. So when you log in, guys, first of all, I recommend you do this on a web browser. I believe you can do it on the mobile app, but it's a lot easier on the web browser just to check this out. Okay, so just for what it's worth.
It shows more detail on the web browser.
Yeah. So you come in, you click on the hosting, guys, and you're the hosting. And when you come over here to this middle thing, there's going to be a deal up here that says more details. I've already clicked the more details, and this is what you see, guys, at the bottom, the credits. Okay. And so this is where you're going to be able to confirm your credits that you see, and you see cycles remaining, all that kind of thing. So that's where it is. When you first come to this page, and I'm not going to go up above and show other information, but what it says more details here, you have to click the more details to see this. All right. Once you click the more details, you will see your hosting credits. And that's where you confirm, what you got for the perpetuals. That's where they're going to appear. So there, figured out how to do it there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So then last thing, guys, this is an important note. And this is something shifting gears just a little bit. So you may have seen the notice that went out yesterday. If you haven't, it's in the Telegram groups. You received an email about it from the company. The aerospace or the satellite technology partner of DebtBox for the Explore project, the fleet space, their legal team has come and asked us to cease and desist any mentions of them in social media and anywhere else. Okay, so we're not allowed to talk about fleet anymore, guys. Why? Because we're doing it inappropriately, because many of you out in the field have posted things that are inappropriate and do not reflect their brand the way that they want to do it, and they have the right to make that request of us. Okay, so as of right now, we at IX Global, we've pulled down anything with a reference to the name fleet. Okay, you can use the generic satellite technology partner. That's what I recommend you do. DebtBox has a satellite technology partner that they're working with to launch these satellites into space and to, do this new 3D technology, but you now must keep it generic. Okay, you must never mention fleet space by name or by logo anywhere. Okay, posts, videos, pictures, anything of that nature, that is now prohibited and it is off limits. You could threaten the partnership if we do that between the DebtBox and them. And so this is going to be a no tolerance thing, guys. If we see that you have anything posted by fleet, and we have a compliance staff now combing the internet for this, if you posted anything, take it down now, and take it down right now. And number two, if you post anything in the future and we catch it, number one, we're going to immediately suspend your account with no questions asked. This is, like I say, a zero tolerance thing. So no, if there's any mention of fleet, if there's any logo of fleet, if there's anybody in a picture wearing a fleet t-shirt, that you will be immediately suspended by the company. Okay. And then we may or may not, depending on your actions at that point, terminate you from the company, because this is serious, guys. This is something that we can't jeopardize DebtBox's relationships with fleet or any of their partnerships. And unfortunately, we have too many people in our field that are inappropriately either trying to contact these other companies or posting inappropriately, not appropriately reflecting the relationship between these companies, a number of different things. So, and it really, in the end, that doesn't matter. Their legal team has asked us to cease and desist, so we must comply. And so that compliance must be immediate and it must be now. So that is as of today, as of right now. We'll continue to announce it. We've already asked people that have videos and things to take them down. We have suspended a few accounts in the last 24 hours until people get that done. So guys, don't mess with this. Okay, there's no need. We don't need to be taught. We can talk about the satellite technology partner and DebtBox once those satellites are in space. Trust me, there's going to be videos. There's going to be official content that is out there. In fact, DebtBox just put out an article that is official yesterday on Medium about the Explore project, about all of the exciting things that are happening. I've seen it posted by several of our leaders, and that's what you can post. You can only post the official communications that come out directly from DebtBox. And whatever they put out, you're allowed to post them directly, but we cannot now do anything else by ourselves. And so please, if there's any mention of Fleet or any Fleet logos or Fleet t-shirts or Fleet anything in your social media, in your videos, take it down immediately. That's not a request, it's a demand, and you will be suspended and probably immediately. And also, just so you're aware, I will turn you in directly to Fleet legal team, and they may come after you. Okay, so that's how serious this is. We're gonna put a dossier together, and if we have non-compliant people on this, we will be submitting those directly to Fleet Legal in order to protect ourselves and protect the DebtBox, and they may come after you with legal action directly. Okay, so that's how serious this is. So please comply immediately, and that's the nicest way I can say something that's extremely serious. So with that said, Bob, do you have anything else that you would like to share today or go through?
No, I think that's it. I answered some 2FA questions for people, and there's some stuff where they need to reach out directly to DebtBox there with 2FA. We've gone over that before, but that's something that I answered those questions. There was one person that asked about quantity and duration. I think when you showed the hosting credits, what that means. Simply, quantity is how many hosting cycles, how many tokens you have in your account, which again, one credit equals one mining cycle per license. Duration is just that, how many, based on how many credits you have, how long with all the licenses in your account, how many days, how long of hosting are you covered for? So like in the screenshot that Paul shared, he had, whatever the number was, 10,000 hosting credits, and it was covering all his licenses for more than 365 days. That was the duration. So that's simply what that means. It shows you, and if it says duration 2, that means you have however many hosting credits you have and how many licenses you have, that all of those are covered for 2 more mining cycles. That's how you can see that's going to tell you what's left.
So I'm going to make a plea then too, Bob, on this one as well. So guys, we continue to get a lot of customer service requests to deal with access to your DebtBox account, 2FA, things of this nature. Guys, we at IX Global cannot access at all the DebtBox environment. We cannot access, once you're within their environment, you must contact them for customer service. We can confirm that we've given you a license. If you've purchased a license, we can see that we've allocated a license to you. But at that point, say, well, I can't get into my DebtBox account. You have to talk to DebtBox. Well, my 2FA has an issue. You have to talk to DebtBox. We literally have no access. We can't do anything about that. And I would still say on a daily basis, 20 to 40% of the customer service requests that are coming into us are about things that are you have to go to DebtBox. So I would encourage you guys, please teach your teams, understand yourself. If it's something in the DebtBox environment, in the DebtBox system, you have to go to DebtBox customer service. I would love for us to be able to help you. I would love for our customer service staff to be able to do that. We just don't have the access, guys. We're not there. They're a separate company. They're their own company, and they have their own security and different things and stuff of that nature. So we just can't do it. Okay, so save yourself 24 hours. by not putting, sending us the message and having us have to just tell you to go talk to DebtBox. That's really what I'm trying to do here, because I know then it takes longer for you to get your issue resolved because you're waiting for us to then respond. And then once again, you're filling up our ticket queues, and that takes us a while to even get to it in the first place. And then we're just telling you to go to DebtBox. So please go to them directly for any issue relating to their system. If you're not seeing a license correctly in your DebtBox environment, things of that nature. Okay. So that's the best I can do. I'm trying to help you so you don't end up wasting time and getting frustrated waiting for us to just tell you to go to DebtBox. So with that said, guys, that's our training call for today. We appreciate you coming on, and we did see some requests in the chat to get this available. We will get this available. The thing is, we just don't want to post it, like it is right now. We get it to the marketing and communications team, and then they're going to chop it up and get it to where it's consumable in an on-demand format, and then they'll put it in the IX Academy. Okay, I know they were working on last week's. That should either be in the Academy already, or if it's not, it's going to be there very soon. And we're going to keep pushing these guys to get these things out quickly, but they'll be up soon. Okay. So thanks guys so much. We'll be here next Wednesday as well. We may or may not, hopefully we're going to have some new things exciting. I don't want to talk about it yet until if it comes out. Hopefully we'll have some exciting things to train on next week based on some things that DebtBox is supposed to launch. And we'll just keep doing these, guys. We're excited and thank you for coming. We appreciate each and every one of you for being a member of this community. And last thing I'll say, guys, let's protect this community. You got to be careful with things. You can't just go off saying anything you want whenever you want. We're a big company now. We have a target on our backs. You need to be considered and careful in what you're putting out there in the world, social media wise, post wise, video wise. We want to be able to spread the word and spread the news, but there are appropriate ways to do that. One of the inappropriate things to do, I'm just going to say this straight up, do not contact any of DebtBox's partners. Do not call them. Do not email them. That's inappropriate. Okay. And that's one of the things that the fleet people are upset with. People have been calling them, asking about the partnership. That's what press releases are for, guys. That's if they put out a press release, that's got to be good enough for you. If it's not good enough for you, you're in the wrong place and you shouldn't be here. Okay. So do not call these other companies. We had an issue with some of the oil companies as well 6 months ago, and we don't want this to be an ongoing problem. We're going to have to start, like I say, suspending and terminating people that do these things because you're jeopardizing our partnership with DebtBox and DebtBox's partnerships with other people. So if I sound a little bit worked up about this, I am. This is something that's upsetting to me in a big way because there's just no reason to be doing that. No, I don't know who in their right mind would think that you should be calling these other companies and doing things like that. It's inappropriate. So please do not do it anymore. Do not have your teams do it. If you see other people doing it, please report it to us in the company so that we can take action. Because guys, we got an incredible opportunity here. This is the most incredible opportunity I've ever been involved in my entire life. I would assume for the vast majority of you as well. Well, we got to protect it. So let's make sure that we're working together, protecting this, appropriately sharing, appropriately moving it into the future. And together, then we will be able to literally set up all of our futures for the rest of our lives if we can do that and do it appropriately. So thank you very much. Appreciate you listening. And we'll see you guys next week.
See you, everybody.